Let's talk some stocks. We got a lot of news flow, especially when it comes to Apple. The Vision Pro pre-orders are coming. Diane King Hall's at the NYSE to give us the update and some analyst news. So let's start with the Vision Pro, Diane. I mean, this is like their next big thing.
It is. It is. Indeed, it is definitely their next big thing. I went on their site today because pre-orders started today. And when you hit their landing page, it's right there. So they're certainly pushing it to the forefront of people's minds in terms of could this be the next big thing in terms of what consumers want from Apple. Now, it does come with a hefty price tag at $34.99. So this is Apple's mixed reality headset. It's meant to have both AR and VR capabilities. So in other words, augmented reality and virtual reality. So it's a mixed reality headset. It has a 4K display apparently. So it's very snazzy there. It has an M2 chip in it. And that's what it's powered by. Now Apple is trying to make the case that this is meant to be not just an entertainment device, but also a productivity tool. But Apple is facing some headwinds in terms of the entertainment component about it, because you had several companies come out and say that they're not going to be launching apps on Apple's mixed reality headset. That would be Google, YouTube, Spotify, and they're following in the footsteps of Netflix and making that call. So we'll have to see if they can turn around that snub from those companies. So they don't plan to make apps available for the Vision Pro. So that's certainly a difficult headwind for Apple. But Evercore ISI is out with a bullish note on the company. Evercore ISI saying that Apple, adding it to its tactical outperform list, saying that it thinks buy-side expectations are below current consensus. So it's sees then a quarter coming in line with expectations would drive upside for Apple there. And look, that follows in the footsteps of Bank of America's boost to the stock yesterday. B of A upgraded Apple stock, saying it could see big long-term gains as AI is integrated into the iPhone. So you saw obviously Apple pop more than 3% yesterday, and they had upgraded it to a buy from neutral. They boosted their price target to 225. They previously had their price target at 208. So there's certainly room to run there in terms of Apple. And in terms of the snub by, say, Netflix, etc., it's not doing too much in the pre-market in terms of what the indication is for Apple. Right now, it looks like it will open higher.
$3,500. This is like
I know it's pricey, so I'm like, who's the market for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Not only is it a new product, it's a new price point. There's not really many electronics that fetch that price tag unless you're buying two computers at once or the absolute best one on the market. Kind of interesting that some of the entertainment apps also are holding off for now. I mean, that kind of seems like a big deal.
It does seem like a big deal. So I'm surprised to see little reaction in terms of the share price today. And that may be because, look, obviously the general direction of a market appears that we're going to be on the upswing, at least at the open. So, you know, we know the trend is your friend. So that may be kind of where the momentum is. But so far, it doesn't look like it is going to cause any damage in terms of Apple's share price today.
I've been trying to figure out how the market's really thinking about Vision, whether or not it's really important to the bottom line yet. It kind of seems like it, especially when some of their other gadgets have struggled with the watch ban on the health monitor stuff. So they could use a win. They've got it, though, with some of the analyst commentary.
They do. And the analyst commentary believes both in terms of their growth potential in AI and in how they're doing in emerging markets. When you look at kind of analyst commentary about both India and China, it looks like they believe in Apple's case there and also their ability to increase their price on, say, their crown jewel, the iPhone.
That's a big deal, obviously, the number one product here. So after all the downgrades to start the year, this is now a couple days in a row where Apple's getting some love.
Yes, I'm sorry. Say the last bit again, Oliver. I didn't catch that.
Well, we started off this year, everybody was downgrading Apple. So now that we're hearing like outperforms and all this, it's a pretty big shift in the tone.
Yeah, it is. It is a shift in sentiment in terms of how the analyst community had been viewing Apple. It started out the year really dealing with pressure and under some headwinds, and you know, especially when you think about what component Apple was in terms of the Magnificent Seven, and even being overtaken by Microsoft in terms of market cap. So Apple is certainly getting some wins, piling up some wins this week, but it does have those headwinds in front of it, again, with regard to the snubs by, say, Google's YouTube, Spotify, Netflix, etc. But the analyst community is standing by their man, it looks like.
Yeah, all right. We'll see if they can push it back to the highs, just a little bit farther away than some of the Mag 7. But not that far. Not that far.
No.
All right. Thanks, Diane. Appreciate it. Apple this morning helping out the market as we are looking firm with a good start here.